Good morning. Okay, here we go. There it is. There it is. Ah, good Sunday morning. Again, I'm going from 80 degrees in front of on a beachfront to freezing. Yeah, I think it's six degrees outside today. Not looking forward to going outside, but we have a Christmas party today. The Tippitot Christmas party. It's going to be a big one. Lots of us. There's a lot. Peter is one of 5 kids, and each kid had kids, and those kids had kids, and now those kids are having kids. It's crazy. Anyway, let's see. This usually. Hi, my friend, Cher. Oh, it's good to see you. I'm not really seeing you, but in my imagination. Ah. Is there anything you want to talk about, Sherry? Is there anything that's pressing on you, on your mind, that you are thinking would be cool to talk about? There's 3 viewers here, and I only see Sherry. Is Cynthia here? We were so excited to get here because our grandson sees us on the screen all the time. And he's a year and a half, almost a year and a half. And he calls, I'm Yaya. I'm Peter's Pop. It's supposed to be Lolly and Pop, but he's got Yaya. And he saw us. He came because we were in the living room when Taylor brought him up the stairs. And he just was stopped still. It's like he didn't know what. That was so cute. Anyway, huh. I was talking with a friend of mine yesterday for 2.5 hours while I was getting ready for the party. I got so much done while I was on the phone with him. Caught up on a lot of stuff. And feels so good. You know, when you are with, you're pretty close, you talk to somebody all the time, and then it stops. And your mind makes up all kinds of freaking. I always say monsters live in the dark because our minds come up with so much commentary on why we're not speaking and what they've done wrong or what I've done wrong. All of that. It's so cool to not be in that loop anymore, to see the thoughts coming up and know that they're all bullshit. Life has you exactly where you're supposed to. I hate that word supposed to be, but you're exactly where you are on purpose. Life is doing you. And if you surrender to it and let it do you, that's when you can flow with it instead of fighting it. Anything that you fight causes you resistance. There's so much resistance inside it, or it builds on resentment can build up inside. Anything you hold against anyone is living in you, not in the other person. Dr. Dyer always used to say, it's like you taking poison, expecting the other one to die. So any resentment you hold against somebody is hurting you, not the other person. My dad was the king of silent treatment. So that's what I learned is when you're mad at somebody, you don't speak to them. That literally puts you in emotional jail. Because I remember, like, when I wouldn't talk to Peter in the beginning, if I got pissed off at him, I wouldn't talk to him for, I don't even know, a week or so, thinking I was punishing him. Really? I was the one being punished. I was the one being punished. And you're not hurting anybody else but yourself. Anything you hold against somebody else takes away. I was going to say takes away who you are. You it makes you a different person because it puts that armor around your heart, the contraction, the fighting life. You don't need to fight life. I know the emotions, the thoughts come up, something happens, and then the thoughts come up. Actually, Sherry just sent me, it's not what happens that you have a problem. It's how you react to what happens. Actually, I'm going to show it. Oh my God, Sherry, it's so cute. So, it's this little girl almost falling down, but then she goes. She turns it into a. That's the best. When you can turn something, I mean, oh my God, when people like say you're all dressed up to go to a party or something and you trip and fall. Oh my God, that's the biggest ego buster ever. If you can laugh at yourself. The bottom line, I think that's why it's easy for me for other people to be around me because I laugh at myself. If something's pointed out to me that I've screwed up on or whatever, I just laugh. It's a genuine laugh because when you take yourself seriously, it's painful. That's nothing. Nothing has to be serious here. Nothing. Now that's a stretch because most people would say, "Oh, my spouse died." Say that. Or my parents died. I was under no pretenses that most kids outlast their parents. It's not a written rule, but when your parents get up in their 80s, you know that pretty much it's going to be a time where they're going. And I still don't have any pain or suffering when I think of them. I just feel love. That's it. Love and gratitude. Gratitude for both of them. They had to be exactly the way they were with me in order for, like even Dad's silent treatment, it had to be that way so I could come to the realization that, oh, later on in life, that hurts me. That doesn't, because it's just a pattern of thought. It's just something that picked up is what you do. I learned it. Children learn what they live. And then you got to unlearn it. You spend the rest of your life unlearning this shit. And that's what I'm talking about. Everything that I talk about is unlearning the shit that we've learned from a baby on up, from the people around us. And we build up this ego, this idea, thoughts about who we are, patterns of thought of how we react to things, it's called conditioning. We are conditioned to be a certain way, depending on how the people around us treated us. That's what we learned. And the bottom line to believing we're a person and that conditioning is that I'm a person and I can do it wrong, or I'm not worthy. The bottom line is I'm not worthy. There's something wrong with me. I've been kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Because heaven can be right here on earth if you're not believing your thoughts. Seriously. It's literally just thoughts between you and heaven. Thoughts. And the thoughts that feel like shit inside are not true. If they aren't coming from love and they don't feel fantastic inside, they are lies. Every thought that makes you feel like shit is a lie. It's not true. And your body's letting you know. Letting you know it's not true by feeling uncomfortable. Anytime you're feeling uncomfortable in a situation, just breathe. Take a second to breathe. Bring it right down and breathe. The minute you start following your breath down into your body, you're out of this. When you're in a situation, just remember to breathe. And it takes you right. Actually, you can also start noticing that your body will take a sigh, a big breath, like, because the thoughts just go down a rabbit hole of bullshit. They'll start, and then the pattern, it's a pattern. It starts, something triggers the pattern, and it just keeps going on the same pathway inside, down a hole of doom. Pretty much fear of the future is the biggest uncomfortable. Money, fear of lack of money in the future. I realized that's why Mom, in the end, was so full of energy, so full of life just before she died. They call it a rally. But every time a thought came up of the future and money and bills, which was her mind was, programmed such lack of money, it took away her now. She couldn't experience a joy-filled now because she was so worried about the future and lack of money and being out on the street. No matter what I said, did not go in until her deathbed. There was no more future. No more future. When you're laying in a bed and you know they're going to pull the plug and you're not going to go any further, anytime a thought, the patterns of thought of the future and, oh my God, I'm not going to have enough money. Those patterns can't play out because there is no future when you're going to die. So she just had so much energy that she didn't have before because the thoughts of lack in the future, anything in the future, completely stunts your now, clouds your now. And when you not thinking about any of that, the flow, oh my God, to me, it's all about connection. On that beach out there in Turks, I was so flowing. Oh, well, I still am. It seems like it's come with me because I literally was home for 4 days and left. And it's just a flow of, it actually feels like magic when you're used to being stuck in those patterns and it was holding you down, making you not experience like you can be with a whole crowd of people and feel completely alone because you're stuck in your head of whatever. If you can notice the thoughts just once, notice a thought and the contraction or the uncomfortableness in the body, immediately, that's just a thought. Sherry says, that's not nice. When she's noticing her thoughts, that's not nice, because it's not nice to us. It's always telling us we're a piece of shit, basically. We're not good enough. Comparing, it's always looking to the other one. Comparing, and it's always less than. The very first time that happened, the very first time I realized the comparison thing to the max, God, I was in my 30s or maybe early 40s, and I was at camp in the bathroom, and somebody walked in with a little bag to take a shower, because that's where we took showers. It was a bathhouse. Showers, and you put the quarters in the thing. And when the woman walked in, I had my stuff all in my shower stall, but I was in the main area taking my makeup off because there's no mirror in the bathroom in the shower stall. So taking it all off, and she walks in behind me with this little bag, and the automatic thought, oh, she's better than me because she has a smaller bag. She doesn't need as much crap, so she's better than me. What? That is so good. And so my mind just went, or me, or actually the me recognized the who I really am, recognized that thought and went, wait a minute. That's ridiculous. Ah, oh, and I never looked back. To see those thoughts is the beginning of complete freedom from them because you're not them. You are not any one of those thoughts. And when you become aware of what they are, of them, I mean, it's a freaking virtual ticker tape going, constantly. But you don't have to go down the road with them. You don't have to get hooked by them. You don't have to. And when you can recognize them and not get hooked, it just frees up space within for the real you to shine through. Shine your light. That's what this world needs, and that's what's happening. I see it. So many people shining their light. And each time, like the woman, Antoinette, that I was with last week on the beach, when she said she could be herself with a stranger, which she's reminded that she could be herself. I have no idea where that's going to go, but I have a good feeling about it. She was so present. The kindness, the love just comes through. Good morning, Cynthia. God, I'm freaking freezing. I'm under the covers, but my hands are cold. So, what else? What else? Yeah, the thoughts. Literally, the thoughts are what stands in the way of you and the love that you are. And you're innocent. You are completely innocent in this. And when you find the innocence in you, then you are for the others. If they come at you, they say something, I don't know, say they're yelling at you or whatever, can you stay in that thought, that space of breath, love that you really are? Because it feels like, this is what I told somebody this week, it feels like I have a bubble around me. And when something comes to it, it gets dissolved in the love that I am. It doesn't, there's no wall around the heart anymore. Well, I can't say anymore. I'm not saying anymore because I don't know. It could change tomorrow. But I'm pretty much on the thoughts. Good morning, Margie. I'm pretty much locked on those thoughts, and when I feel like shit inside, it's automatic to breathe. As you start doing it, it's just automatic to start breathing without even thinking about it. Like I was saying about the sigh, after you go down a rabbit hole, your body will automatically take a sigh on its own. Because it feels like shit, and because you're holding on, the breath isn't flowing like it normally does when you're caught up in a thought storm. I call it an ego storm. Ego is just a bunch of thoughts about Sherry, Margie, Cynthia. It's thoughts about, which isn't who you are. Meanwhile, the love that you are. Okay, when I say the love that you are, that means the energy. Have you ever sat still and focused on the aliveness inside your body? Just feel your toes. Before that, you didn't even recognize you had toes. It wasn't even part of the, because until I mentioned it, there was no focus on any toes. There was no awareness that there were toes even there. That's another. That's another video. But feel that aliveness in your toes, and then just follow it all the way up your body. It's like a tingling. It's energy. It's like a tingling, and it's always there. It's always been there. That's what you are. That energy, that aliveness inside. That's what you are. We're just identified with a body and the thoughts about the body. And when you're identified with the body, it's never enough. It's not good enough. Something it can do wrong. Something's wrong with me or them or whatever, which makes a contraction, which creates the identity of this body, the belief, the deep belief that I am this. And it can get addicted to drama too. It can get addicted to, because when something happens and you, like somebody yells at you and tells you you're doing it wrong, you can take that in, and there's a contraction and there's a belief. It hits a belief that I can do it wrong, which isn't true, because your body's contracting. That lets you know it's not true. So when it's not, when you realize that it's not true, when it's contracting, and you take a breath, come back to that aliveness. I don't know if you guys can feel it. Let me know if you can feel it, because right now, even talking, I can feel the aliveness all through this body. And you identify with that, because when there's anger and there's resentment for somebody who's made you feel, they say, made you feel like you did something wrong. No, that's not there. Nobody can make you feel any way you don't already feel inside. And they've just hit it. They've just hit the belief that I can do it wrong. So there's a charge of anger and needing to defend and fight back. But when you realize that's just a thought saying I could do it wrong, that they've hit, thank you. I know it's not, I can't do it wrong. And neither can they. Once you let yourself off the hook of being able to do it wrong, they can't do it wrong either. They are your mirror. Literally, I was doing something yesterday. We were getting the kids' Christmas gifts together. You are who you say, and we love you anyway. The body does contract, and we all interact to a deeper level of ambiance that runs deep to the cerebral cortex. And then you forget everything. Right, Jimmy? You forget. I mean, if you forget, let yourself off the hook. Happy Sunday to you, too. I love you. All of you. Well, you know that. Anyway, so when that contraction, I love that, Jimmy. That was beautiful. I got to talk to Johnny yesterday for 2.5 hours. Felt like old times. It was awesome. Anyway, oh, when somebody tells you you're wrong or you've done it wrong, that contraction right there, thank them. Now, you don't have to thank them outside, just inside. Know that they've hit a belief that you've done it wrong. There's a belief there that you can do it wrong, and you can't. You cannot do life wrong because you're not doing it. God, life, whatever you want to call that's making the trees move, making the fingernails grow, making the hair grow. That's making this voice. Lori can't take credit for any of this. It's literally coming through. It's beautiful how when you let go of control. Oh, yes, I was wrapping presents. We got the kids a shit ton of candy because they had candy for Halloween and it was gone in a week because Mom and Dad got into it. They left them all at shit candy. So I got them all peanut butter cups, Twix, Kit Kats. They're favorites. I even threw in some Yorks. I even got some Ghirardelli dark chocolate with raspberry in it. I split that up with and it's all theirs. I love it. Anyway, and they've got a lid on it. They've got maybe I should have got the adult set too. But but Peter started to open them. He was gonna fill those things, and I could feel it coming inside me, going, "No, I want to do it." I said, "I'm channeling my inner good friend who likes to control shit." I said, "I'm channeling my. I know I'm being her, but I gotta do this." I said, I'm sorry, but I really want to do this. So he wasn't doing anything wrong. I just wanted him to know he wasn't doing anything wrong, but the controller, Laurie, wanted it to be a certain way. I had to divvy it up, I had to make it all. And it came out so good. I love giving. I love giving. I recognize my mom loved giving too. When you really know you're giving somebody something that you know they're going to love. Oh my God, there's nothing better than that. Oh, shit. What else? What else? Is there anything anybody wants to talk about? Last week it was over 500 people. And I hope whoever's watching this after it's over, because I have no idea, I just want to talk to you too and I want you to know that I appreciate you for entertaining this message. There's something in this message that makes you realize that there's something more to you than what society deems acceptable. You are acceptable. You are beautiful. We watched Roman Atwood. If you guys ever, he's such an, he says, you're beautiful, you're one of a kind, smile more. I love that he ends every single video with that. He's a very, very big YouTuber. But great guy, gives away all kinds of, he's really giving back. He's gotten a lot. I mean, he's been on YouTube for like 13 years. And people come in, he signs, they are coming into his laundromat. He bought a laundromat 6 months ago. And they come in just to see him. I mean, the laundromat's working too, but they come in they thank him for all the positivity that he's brought to their lives over the past 12 years. Roman Atwood, he's in Ohio, and he's just amazing. It's not the same message, but it's a positive message. He talks about business a lot and, going after it and, yeah. But I'm talking about going in, which most people don't. It's a scary thing to sit by yourself and let those thoughts come. There's nothing better you could do for yourself is shut everything off and be by yourself and let those thoughts. It's scary. It's scary shit what's going on in there. During the day, you're able to keep yourself busy. That's what we do. Keep ourselves busy so we don't acknowledge those thoughts, but they're still in there. That's why it's a thank you to the person who says you're stupid or whatever, because that's in there. Every single person has a belief that they're stupid. Every one of us. But it's just a thought. And when somebody hits it or you do something and it looks like it's stupid and you can hear those thoughts in there saying, what the hell did I do that for? You don't know. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's my favorite. It's okay. Get yourself off that hook. Take a breath. It's okay. It's okay. All of it is okay. And the minute you get in those uptight, oh, it's okay. You can feel your body. The minute you say it's okay, you can feel your body come down. You feel your shoulders come down because this tightness, you can't relax. That's why when we get older, well, as we get older, it looks like the body depletes. That's what we believe, so that's how it's going. We believe we're going to die. We believe we are these bodies. When you realize, hi, Cindy, thank you for being here. When you believe you're this body and it's going to get older, it's going to get wrinkles, it's going to decay or whatever, you have no idea. It's only collectively we all believe that, so that's why it's going that way for now. But as you find that love that you are, the joy, the natural joy that you are, that aliveness I was talking about, that's joy. That energy is joy. And it's just part of you. It's not because of something happening outside of you. You know, you get a new car, you get blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's joy. Joy is your true nature. Happiness and joy is what you really are. That aliveness is joy. And so you can tell somebody who's full of joy or in touch with their true nature by being around them. And it reminds you of what you are. It just gives you that jolt. Oh, right. And then when the contraction comes in, you know you're in thoughts saying something is wrong with me. I've done something wrong, or I'm not good enough. I'm stupid. Not true. Not true. No one is stupid. No one. No one. And no one is worthless. No one's beneath you. No one's above you. We are all exactly the same energy that wasn't born and it isn't going to die. That's the play of the human, the person you believe yourself to be. But it's possible, as Jesus said, to be in the world but not of it. And joyfully, magically go through life beautifully. It's a completely different way. Because I was stuck in my thought. After the scamming, I was, oh my God, literally standing in that living room when I saw that I had been scammed for 3 months. I was wrong. Then came all the stupidity, all of that shit started coming. And I stood there numb because there was so many thoughts crashing at the same time. I just stood there and it just took me down. The sadness, the heavy, and then it's just been building. That had to happen. Who I really am, the energy, the soul, the whatever. You can't put a name on it. Your mind cannot put it in a box. But it came here to learn everything that I'm talking about. And as it's being learned, it's being shared. There's really nobody else out there, but that's what Lori does. She's talking. In the dream, the dream of Lori, birth and death. She has come to understand that joy, love, that aliveness is who we are. And she can't help but share it with everyone who's open to listening. Because what better? What did Jesus say? Something about being children? You can't enter heaven without thinking like a child. I don't know. I'm not up on the verses. Yes, indeed. Yay! I don't know what you're saying, yes, indeed, about, but I just love. Okay, my grandson. I mean, he's not even a year and a half yet, and I love it when I ask him a question. And he goes, "Yeah." There's other times he says, no, no, no. But when he says, yeah, oh my God, it just melts me. He's so stinking cute. Jesus, I love this kid. He's yeah, 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 yeah. And now I'm finding myself calling myself, yeah, yeah. You want Yaya to do that for you? Yeah. So it might not be Lolly anymore. Anyway, God, grandkids, huh? Bring you right back to being a kid. Just like being with Jeannie's on the beach last week, being with Talia. I literally, her energy and mine are the same, and she's 8. So coming back to that innocence, that childhood innocence of just being who you are, not worried about a future, lack of money, or having to be a certain way, just living in the moment. No, whatever's arising, enjoy, enjoy in myself. That's what Eckhart Tolle talked about, being in a line and being, you know, the line's going really slow and your mind's like, yeah, I got stuff to do. It's always in a hurry. It just can't relax. It just is constantly blah, 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 blah. So he says, if you can stand in the line and just be in joy in yourself. Enjoy in yourself. Isn't that cool? I thought that was so cool. I think that was in Power Up Now. And it could be a new earth. I connected with that new earth so deeply. Oh, it was awesome. In the new earth, I highlighted. There's more highlights in that book. Yellow and little red tabs everywhere. Then there isn't. That freaking book is almost completely highlighted. And it's one that came with me. It made the cut when we left Maine. Who was I talking to? Oh, Johnny. I don't know if you're still here, Jimmy, but Johnny is he's moving out of Maui. And he has to get rid of everything. He's getting rid of everything. Oh, and he's going to be alone on Christmas. I'm going to send him a message or something. I'm sending him. I'd like to make time to call him because he's going to be completely alone on Christmas. Not that that's a horrible thing. Life knows what it's doing. Obviously, he's supposed to be, but I just want to add a little joy to it. I'm going to see. I'd like to, because we're not going anywhere for Christmas. Everything is now, and then after Christmas we'll have ours. So Peter has his birthday on his birthday. He's going to have an actual birthday. I was going to make him a cake, but he bought cupcakes. So I'm like, okay, I'm off the hook. He loves white cake and white frosting. So that's what he got cupcakes. Seems to be running out. Unless anybody has a question. You guys never have a question. There's never a question. I can't say never. Somebody's had a question before. Yeah, seems empty now. Which doesn't happen very often, except at the end of these. Because it's constant. Blah, 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 blah. Do you ever think about your little girl or your little boy? Do you ever look in the mirror and say, I love you? What I do is I say, I'm looking in the left eye. I say I, and then I go to the right eye, love, and then back to the left eye because you can't look at this in the eyes at the same time. You know, they say look into your eyes or whatever. That's not possible. One eye. His birthday's the 24th, and it's always been ever since he met me. My grandparents was always at Christmas Eve was at their place. And then my mom, when my grandparents died, actually before they died, my mom took it over. So Christmas Eve was always, all of us getting together. And now everybody, my parents are both gone, grandparents long gone, and now it's the first year of no, there's no expectation besides his birthday on his birthday. He's gonna get to have pizza on his birthday. He's always wanted pizza and not finger rolls or whatever. So I'm going to get him some pizza. That he never has pizza, but up here in Maine, there's some awesome pizza. Actually, there's a really good place called Kushnook. They have the best. They have a crab rangoon pizza. It is to die. They also have a 2 a.m. breakfast at 2. Anyway. Oh, your daughter. Oh, it's on Christmas. Awesome. We have my girlfriend Holly's birthday's on Christmas too. It's too funny. Christmas. Everybody says to Peter, you got gypped. He says, I don't feel like I got gypped. He doesn't feel that. But every single person, when they find out his birthday's on Christmas Eve, they say he got gypped when it's about the presents. It ain't about the presents. It's about the people and the love that we share. I mean, the presents are okay, but I stopped them from getting me presents. Actually, Taylor and Angel got us the cutest rug for our place up here. It says Lolly and Pops. Oh, this computer is so warm. I had it on a pillow. Woo! So I didn't really feel the warmth. See if I can. It says, it says, see, we live in this room with it. Lolly and Pop's neck of the woods. Oh my gosh, we gotta get that place built up there. We have everything ready. Everything is ready. The water, the everything. And we have those totes are in our shed up there. So we don't even have to travel. We won't have bags. We have little bags that we bring, and I send all the gifts. I do it on Amazon and I send them here. So we wrapped them all yesterday. Yesterday flowed like a river. The day we took our time in the morning and then we went grocery shopping and we went out to our favorite the Red Barn is a great place. I had seafood chowder. I had scallops, big scallops and shrimp and haddock. I had a piece of haddock that was God, it was so good. The Red Barn is the best. Peter had chicken nuggets. He forgot about shrimp. We'll have to go back. He wants some shrimp. But great place to eat. It's a really good place. What else was I gonna say? It was something else that was on my mind, and it's gone. Imagine that. I got these earrings from my mom. They're little angels. They're like a little angel blowing a horn. Still got brown on my fingernails because I did my girlfriend's hair. My fingernails look dirty, and Lori doesn't like that. She has to have things so perfect. Oh, or what would they think? It's so good to laugh at it. So good to laugh. I love it when I can get somebody really laughing. All right. It's done. It's done. I hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas. And I'll see you back from this spot next Sunday because we're not leaving here till July. July! We're leaving here on January 6th. So, Zane! Hi, Zane! Enthusiasm and zest for life you always had, Lori. Aww. Joy, love, aliveness is what we are until our thoughts can, if we allow it to block us from our true nature. Exactly. I love you too, Zany. It's been so... God, we've had a journey. Anyway, I love you all. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next Sunday. Mwah!